parenting tips. Many parents deal with the following situation. You say no to your little one's request, and he starts whining. What should you do? Ignore it? Say yes? What other choices are there to deal with the whining? Many kids whine. It is one way for them to get what they want. You can minimize whining by changing your response. First, point out to the child that he is whining and ask him to use his regular voice. Validate your toddler's feelings. Tell him that you know how disappointed he is. Give him an alternate response. He can learn to say okay. You can also offer a replacement. If you are going into a situation where you know your child will whine, you can prepare them. Tell them, for example, "We are going to the store, but we will not be getting any candy there." Inconsistency might bring on more whining, so don't give in even if the whining continues for a while. We know it's hard, but be persistent. Soon your child will learn that whining is not an effective way to get something from you. Is your toddler shy? Don't be alarmed. Shyness is quite common in toddlers. In fact, shyness is natural to about 30% of the population. Studies suggest it's mainly genetic and reflects your child's temperament, nothing more. Sometimes shyness decreases with age. Shy children might feel uncomfortable in large groups and do better in smaller ones. If your child is shy, he might have trouble making friends at first, but give him some time and he will come around. Really, shyness is a problem only if it interferes with everyday activities. As a parent, there's a lot you can do to help your child deal with his shyness. Help your shy little one by preparing him for new activities. If you're going to a birthday party, talk to him and tell him what to expect. Plan activities in smaller groups so he doesn't feel overwhelmed. Gently encourage him to approach new situations and explore new things, but don't force it. Make sure he knows you love him and support him. Praise him when he overcomes his shyness and puts himself out there. It's important for your toddler's development to find his own way in the world. The key is to facilitate your toddler's independence in a controlled fashion. Your toddler is learning how to do more for herself, and she feels more in control. Around 3 years old, she will learn how to dress herself. When she's ready, provide the least amount of assistance possible. Let her put that shirt on, but you help with the buttons. Give your toddler a chance to pick out her own outfits so she can enjoy big kid decisions. Let her decide between two clear choices. Don't worry if your toddler becomes a picky eater. Pickiness often comes with this age. Just keep giving her healthy food choices. Try not to ask your toddler yes or no questions. The answer will often be no. At this age, she will become more social and will likely want to play more with her peers. Give your toddler opportunities to make up her own games with her own playmates. With a little patience, you and your toddler will both enjoy this newfound independence. Your baby will start recognizing his caregiver at around 4 or 5 months. She will smile to those she recognizes, but he might refuse to be held by people he doesn't know, and he might even cry. This behavior is called stranger anxiety, and it is a very natural step in your baby's cognitive development. Stranger anxiety is the reason it is better to introduce a new caregiver in the early months of life. This way, your baby will already know that person and feel safe with him. But if you need to bring in a new person into your baby's life after he is 5 months old, there are steps you can take to make it an easier transition for him. Bring the new caregiver into your home to meet your baby. and spend time with the two of them. Give your baby a chance to approach the new caregiver at her own pace. And have that person bring a toy or book to play with your baby. Remember that each child is different, so different babies have varying degrees of stranger anxiety. Now that your baby is 2, you must be hearing the word no quite often. Your toddler's growing sense of self is what spurs that assertive no, and experts say it is a good sign of appropriate development. It can be wonderful to watch this budding independence, but it can also be draining. Here are some tips on how to turn the terrible 2s into the terrific 2s. Look for ways to encourage your toddler's independence while maintaining an ordered and structured environment. Let your toddler make his own decisions, but offer limited options. Give her some control. Ask her, do you want milk or juice for breakfast? Give your toddler some responsibility. It can be his job to put napkins on the table. Avoid unnecessary battles. Give in when it's really not important. This will give him a sense of ownership and pride. Sometimes nothing will help, and your 2-year-old will throw a tantrum. When that happens, keep your cool, and remember, at this age, most toddlers can understand more than they can express themselves, and that, at times, leads to frustration and tantrums.
Subscribe now